canon, lends dignity to what might be otherwise be a vulgar brawl. Frederick the Great. And that's how we start another video from Flashpoint campaigns, Southern Storm and Autobahn, Too Far scenario. And as I've said last time, those quotes by Germans or Prussians are really decent, really. Either way, let's go back to the scenario. So, what's going on? We have 2 hours left to finish the scenario. Some of our units are already trying to go for the objectives, which is okay. Other units are mostly overlooking the area and trying to keep it under fire control if necessary. So now, quick look at ammunition, and especially I'm interested in ammunition in my artillery pieces. For how long you are going to be on rest and resupply, guys? That's the main question. Okay, you are going to restore up to 70%, which is fine. I don't need to modify it then. Okay, perfect. Now let's see. Third company. Oh, 39. Well, let's go to rest and resupply then for 18 minutes. Sounds like a plan. Okay. What's left? Next, we have mortars, 47%. Still good amount of rounds is left. Here we should edit it. So recover to percentage. We want to recover to 70%. We will apply, or maybe even default one. Let's switch default one. Apply to this unit. Okay. Now it should be updated here as well. Yes, it is. And how many rounds in total? 40, not 48, 36. So let's use those rounds. Barrage. We are going to barrage which location? I think we are going to barrage that one. Oh, again, wrong button. Okay, let's commit. Neutralization, we have only 36 rounds, so 35 rounds. Duration 2 minutes. Boom, let's apply. Okay, and then is the on call. We will switch to rest and resupply for 60 minutes. No, not for so long. We just want to resupply ammunition. Come on. Okay, this way. Perfect. My artillery, you are in rest and resupply. Rest and resupply. Okay. How many rounds you have left? What about using those rounds though? Barrage. We are going to barrage which area? Let's barrage or barrage. This is actually, isn't that actually barrage? Not barrage? Barrage? Okay, I'm going to call it barrage from now on. We have 30 rounds, HE suppression, HE neutralizing, rounds all, duration 4 minutes, boom. And then switch to rest and resupply for absolutely not 60 minutes. Who the hell figured it out to wait 60 minutes? Just to recover ammunition, please. Okay, boom. And looks like that's it I can do. That's it. What about here? 10 rounds left. Okay, let's switch to rest and resupply as well. Oh my god. Oh no, it doesn't look terrible. 17 minutes, so that's fine. Okay. And while it's done, we could also think about assigning fire missions right after my guns are resupplied. The problem is that we do not know when they will finish. Yeah, there's only one order, and I cannot give one more, unfortunately. This is, well, can I? It would be so cool if I could add the order right after it. But I don't think I can do it. I can only right-click on the current order and modify it, but I cannot create a new one. And that would be great if I could. Because then, right after rest and resupply, I would like to request the barrage at some location, so... But looks like it's impossible, or maybe it is possible, but I don't know how to do it. And this is rather more plausible scenario than the other one that game doesn't allow something, but I don't know. If you are more knowledgeable about the tool, about the game, please let me know. I would be glad to learn something from you. Since I don't really want to read the manual. It's unprofessional, I know. Okay. Do we have anything to check? Last time I've checked Sitrep and reported kills and claims, and there's nothing really. Yeah. EV report, no. Nothing interesting. Okay, what about the 4th platoon? They still need around 19 minutes, so they will be there. Right after that, we'll try to go and capture the bridge. Okay, let's start the cycle then. Hopefully I haven't forgotten about anything. Cloud sailing is now 645 meters above ground. Okay. And the electronic warfare burden for us is now at low, from very low. Which gonna make our phase 4 minutes longer. Oh, that's interesting. Here we have enemy mortars. And also some scout over there. Okay, can somebody explain me how we are unable to spot 10 enemy vehicles, or maybe 5 and plus 5 mortars, standing in the open ground? I'm checking now that hex where they stay, and there's 10% cover and 20% concealment. There's no way we haven't seen them, unless we don't have line of sight on that location. But that would be ridiculously weird. Jesus. Okay, so hopefully we are not going to lose that unit, because if we lose it, we will be in trouble to get back the bridge. Of course, I still have 1st platoon from the 4th company, which could march out, but they also travel on leg only. Okay. Enemy artillery found our tanks. What was that? Weird sound. Yeah, they are bombarding our location. Here. Scouts escaped, which is good, but there are still tanks. Their SOP doesn't include such option to relocate while being hit by enemy artillery, and that would be also quite cool thing to implement. So I don't know whether there's something like indirect fire option for relocation. There's a direct fire, as far as I remember. Receiving any fire and direct fire. So I would add to it indirect fire. I think it is quite distinguishable by the crews, by the infantry, by everyone around, that it's artillery firing. And that would be so cool to be able to react to it. So if we know that there's artillery firing in our position, we want to relocate. Because with those two options, any fire and direct fire, basically any fire means everything. Either direct fire or indirect fire, or any kind of other type of fire which can happen on the battlefield. I would really like to add indirect fire. That gives you even more possibility to set up SOPs. Of course, that's debatable question from which perspective you want to command your unit. If you want to really get deep into that, I feel like giving such an option to establish really detailed orders for each unit would make a lot of sense. Because now, sure, I could set up receiving any fire, but what if enemy tanks will engage us? I don't want to relocate when enemy tanks engage us. I want to eliminate them and stay in position, but I would like to relocate when enemy artillery is firing at me. I think that makes some sense. I don't know what you think, but at least from my perspective and from the perspective I've played a few scenarios, I feel like those options would be cool. Also, another option, the relocation when certain type of ammunition is expensed. So that's also a big deal, because if you have units equipped with purely ATGMs, and that's some kind of light infantry traveling on fast vehicles like Humvees or even APCs, some of them. You want to fire your rounds and immediately after that relocate. Sure, there is the option to, after each fire mission and after all fire missions. The thing is, I have no clue how they are defined. What does it mean each fire mission and what does it mean after all fire missions? How is it defined? It is not defined in terms of ammunition, that's for sure. So what does it mean? Is fire mission regarded as, I don't know, like firing the round or so? For artillery, it makes quite a lot of sense. Each fire mission, you can define some fire missions, and this is quite distinguishable and understandable. But in terms of ground forces, small arms fire, fire from ATGMs, fire from grenade launchers or so, this is a bit problematic unless I don't understand it. But I would like to have such an option to relocate when certain ammunition type is gone. Would be cool. Okay, but let's go back to the map. And here we have interesting situation because we have to neutralize those mortars. And hopefully my artillery is back in action. You are not. At least second company, and the first company is also not. Okay, so maybe let's stop rest and resupply. Of course, there will be penalty for doing so, but we have 90 rounds. I want to absolutely smash those mortars. So I'm going to switch neutralizing, and not 30 rounds, but I'm going to drop 60 rounds on them. And I would like to ask professional artillerymen, what's the reasonable amount of rounds per area or per target to trying to neutralize that? This is quite curious thing to consider, because well, I haven't read any artilleryman book, but I'm really wondering what's the effectiveness of the amount of rounds per area or type of area. This is very interesting topic, and I wouldn't mind to actually get know about it a bit more, because now I'm giving quite some random random orders, giving random numbers. I feel like 60 rounds is a lot on the hex of 500 meters spacing, so, or area. So yeah, I know area should be in. Oh my god! I mean, I know the Polish word for it, but squared meters, okay. But either way, let's use those 60 rounds for 10 minutes. I feel like that's a lot. It's 6 rounds per minute. It must be a lot. Okay, so we are going to bombard it, and after that we will switch again to rest and resupply. Of course, not for 60 minutes. Dear God. Of course, that counts from 75. I don't know. Let's set it up to 15 minutes and let's see later, because I have no clue how that's gonna last though. Okay, so that's the call by me for my second company of artillery, 155 millimeter mortars, cannons, tubes, howitzers, whatever you would like to call it. And then we have also my mortars. My mortars are resupplying. I could, though, try to bombard those scouts. Yeah, so let's give up on that order. Let's barrage, and let's select the target, commit. Of course, neutralizing 60 rounds for 2 minutes. I feel like that's a bit too much. I will decrease it down to 40 rounds. And after that, we will rest and resupply. Also, that should include the... So if you are planning to expense 40 rounds, it should recalculate the key ammunition. And after that, the rest and resupply order should be updated based on that data input for the previous order. Maybe I require too much, and of course we could calculate it manually, I guess. But that's gonna be tedious work to do. Okay, we are going to wait for 15 minutes. And let's apply. And that's it. Now, before we decide to move forward and try to recapture the bridge, I think I'm going to wait for artillery barrage. Barrage. I'm sorry, barrage. What about... Oh, really? Oh, really? We cannot see it? Oh my god. Okay, let's try to move my anti-tank platoon forward to that salient. And from that location, we should be able to provide fire support for the 4th platoon from the 3rd company. Here, looking good. The objective is captured back. Cover 53%, concealment 61. Also, they are entrenching, which is according to the plan. And what else? I really don't want to advance to that woodland, so yeah, I think that's the plan we are going to stick with. We are not going to brutally force the advance onto that woodland. That's gonna be too dangerous for our armored units. This is not the terrain for tanks, remember. That's, by the way, well, okay, that's a good moment to bring in something from Robert Leonhardt book called Alcyonius principle, if I pronounce it correctly. Alcyonius principle. So it says, move your foe into terrain in which he is most vulnerable. So it means that if your enemy is in position in which he feels very comfortable and he knows that he has advantage over you, do not try to fight him in such terrain. Force him or render him to switch the position, to move to the terrain which is, from his perspective, disadvantageous for him. Of course, usually you have to force such move or create a dilemma for the enemy to find in a place which is vulnerable for him, and then attack him, then fight him, and try to eliminate him. That's the best possible approach. Whenever you try to find the enemy in the terrain which is favorable for him, that's not gonna work. And that's how it's called the Alcyonius principle. I think it's based on some myths or the history from ancient... No, I think it's from Greek mythology. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. You can Google it. Or after the episode, I will also Google it to make sure. But yeah, this is called the Alcyonius principle. It's hard to pronounce, by the way. So yeah, that's something Robert Leonhardt describes beautifully in his The Art of Maneuver Warfare. No, The Art of Maneuver. That's how the book is called. Okay, so is that everything I should do? We have 1 hour 40 minutes left, which is good. So I'm very curious what we'll see when all units are showed. Enemy sitrep, yeah. So 6 Recce, 2 HQ, and 6 self-prepared RT. Number 1, it's here. Number 2 is 1 infantry, 1 HQ, 5 RT, and 5 utility. So 10 vehicles in total. Okay, let's see how our infantry will do. What's that here? Okay, those scouts are moving. Where are you going to move, guys? Why 1st platoon is not engaging them? We still have 2 Milans. Okay, hopefully there will be some call to eliminate those scouts. Otherwise, they will bring in again enemy artillery fire on our location. So that's it. I think we can't do anything else. Let's start the cycle and let's see. Yeah, they are still bombarding my tanks. 2nd platoon, 2nd company. So far, no casualties. Okay, that's the fire by my mortars, but the target disappeared already. Okay, and now my 155mm tubes are bombarding enemy mortars, and looks like we've managed to destroy 2 mortars and 2 MTLBs, and now they are scooting. which means that they are trying to retreat somewhere. Would be cool if they retreat to our line of sight of our tanks. Okay, the second platoon from the third company already engaging, and looks like another MTLB destroyed, which is beautiful. Keep it up, guys, keep it up. Yep, that's again artillery fire. Some fourth observers should correct the fire. I also don't know how it works. Is there some kind of mechanic like before the observer which can correct the fire? Looks like it is. Look at that. That fire has been corrected. Okay, beautiful. That's how it should work. And they are relocating again. Oh. We haven't managed to neutralize those scouts. They are still here. I think that hex. They are still trying to relocate. And now I've noticed that blue triangle, which shows up in different places, indicates the direction of the movement. Yep, he got under our tank's fire. Beautiful. And the whole unit is eliminated. Now forward observers should just suspend any further fire to not waste ammunition. Okay, that's enemy artillery fire at my tanks. Second platoon, third company. Uh-huh. And mortars resupply to 100%, that's good. Raw milk, guys, always. Drink it, please. Okay. So, since 4th platoon is quite safe, we can try to capture the bridge. Boom. We will hold. Let me take a look at that bridge. Wow. Barely any cover and concealment. So, okay, instead of hold screen, we'll capture the bridge and fall back immediately to that hex where they are stationing now, and then we'll try to hold. Because there's no cover at all, no concealment, so that's the plan. Okay. What else now? Do we want to try to capture the junction here? We could send the infantry, but our infantry is traveling by foot, so we have those scouts. What about sending scouts? For example, this way. We'll screen. How much time we need, guys? Around an hour. Looks like we have an hour to do so. We can also switch to, instead of deliberate, we can switch to move hasty. At least some of those orders. First 4 orders, they can be hasty. Also, they will not engage in fights, so actually it doesn't make any difference. A few minutes, just. Okay, so still that's in about hour to recapture that objective. We may lose them though, but there are only 2 units, 2 wolf jeeps, so should be fine. Now, quick look at my artillery and mostly ammunition. So my mortars, first mortar platoon, 5th company is ready on call. Next we have 2nd company artillery. They are still in rest and resupply. I'm wondering when they will be back in action. Okay. Either way, I think at the end of the phase, I'm pretty sure they should be back. And the 3rd platoon, okay, on call already. That's good. So, while they are on call, what about trying to bombard something? Let's use as much artillery, as many rounds as possible. We are going to bombard that location now. That location, and maybe that as well, since we are pretty... Well, no, we will request mortars to bombard that location, so let's cancel barrage. barrage. I'm sorry. We will barrage that location as well as as the objective itself. Maybe someone is still hidden here. I wouldn't be surprised though. We will commit. Both of them neutralizing. 50 rounds each. That one as well, neutralizing for 4 minutes. We can increase number of rounds. No, well, here 30. The second one 30 as well. And then we'll think about what's next. Okay, let's apply. That's gonna last for... so that other order will start in about 5 minutes. On call at around 10:05. So 3, 10, 18. Okay, so around 8 minutes before the phase ends. That's okay. I think that synchronizes well. Of course, it's a few minutes delay then, loss of time, but this is completely fine. And now my mortars. You will guys also barrage, and we are going to barrage that area. Hopefully, we'll find those scouts here. Neutralizing. 60 rounds for 2 minutes. That's a lot. Let's try it. And I think that's it. We don't want to use that unit for any other purpose, unless... What about making sure and bombard 3 different hexes? That's pretty heavy bombardment though. I don't know whether it's worth it. But okay. Also, we should think about the ammunition, which is something which cannot be always replaced. Like, in that case, we are using a lot of ammunition because it is available, but also we could try to put some kind of constraints on ourselves in terms of ammunition. Like, for example, before the scenario, we say, okay, we have 500 mortar rounds of certain caliber, and we have 200 rounds of 155 millimeters. Okay, 200 is not too much, but let's assume 200. 155 millimeters. And then during the gameplay, we just count them down. If we use all of them, we say, okay, we cannot use our artillery anymore. So that gives a bit more realism to the scenario, because currently we are using as much ammunition as we wish, because we can still replenish it easily. Our logistics line don't even exist, so they cannot be harassed, interrupted, interdicted or so. So we can easily replenish our troops, which on real battlefield is usually not true. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on which side you are. So let's close it, and while everything has been done, I think we can proceed to the next cycle, but maybe a quick look at Citrep. Okay, so we have only information about those reconnaissance forces in the forest over there, but that's it. Reported kills and claims, 185 total units destroyed, 32 and 28 by artillery, so 50 in total by simply artillery, which is a great result. Okay. We will analyze that later. Now let's start another cycle, and after that we will... What the hell has happened here? Wait a second, what? Why we haven't seen them before? We have so much vision here. There is no way they can hide. Those are open fields. Okay, I can understand they can, I don't know, hide in some ditch or so, but there is 22 units over there, 9 BMPs. Holy shit. Well, let's kill them all. We have superior fire positions compared with them. I guess they don't even have enough range to fire at us. The only problem is are those 2 units north of Westhausen. But I still have plenty of tanks which should be able to support them. Okay, we are demolishing them. Absolutely demolishing. Beautiful, keep it up. I will drink in the meantime. They are already retreating. Everyone is retreating. They are also retreating. They are assaulting though. Would be cool to bring in artillery fire now. What about my FSCC center? There should be higher priority call to bombard those locations. As far as I remember, either second or the third company will be back in action soon. Oh god. Hopefully we will not lose the 4th platoon, 3rd company, which is advancing towards the objective across the Axe River. Okay, our tanks are doing a superb job. Keep it up, guys. Now our single Jaguar. Good, beautiful. I didn't expect so many units here. I'm still wondering how it's possible that they were hiding here. There was no fog or so. Okay, low cloud sailing, that's true, but still, shouldn't affect that. Oh, come on tanks, do your job. I feel like my tanks are incapable of firing accurately. Those new Leopards are rather good systems. Tanks currently are very accurate. Okay. Come on, guys. Oh my god, so many rounds fired already and... Okay, the 1st platoon from the 3rd company doing better. Go, guys. Come on, okay. Unit destroyed. Beautiful. Finally. There is a chance that we'll inflict critical losses on them. What's that? That's BTR, okay. Small arms fire. They're trying to disperse. Would be nice to catch that BTR. Okay, Jaguar missed. And that's our 155mm artillery. Beautiful. Keep it up. Okay, yeah, that's again our artillery. We are about half of the base. We are absolutely demolishing them. Looks like no targets hidden here in the junction. Looks like also BTR entered the woodland. It's gonna be hard to find it. Okay. Okay, that's now enemy artillery firing at us. Shouldn't be surprised though. Okay. That looks really decent, not gonna lie. I'm still quite flabbergasted that there were so many units in the terrain which is rather open and flat. Okay. It's really hard to inflict any casualties on small units like that one. The air defense unit hiding in some city, I don't know how it's called because I don't see the name now. But we've managed to recapture the bridge, which is great. Which is really good. Okay, there's 1 minute left for the phase. 34 minutes on my timer, so we are going to finish the scenario. But now, 2nd platoon with a nice shot. Okay, so quick look at intelligence, because that was very surprising to me. Let's see what we found. Number 1, 2 infantry, 1 HQ and 3 air defense. Okay. Number 2, which is there, 4 recce and 2 HQ. And number 3, 1 HQ. Okay, and now there is an update on intelligence. So, still 10 to 20 reconnaissance sub-units, which is quite a lot, but okay. 20 to 30 tank sub-units, and that's even more than I thought. Of course, that information might not be updated, but still, 20 to 30 tank sub-units, that's like another 2 to 3 tank companies. Did they push so many tanks? 77 is already destroyed. Wow, okay. What's else? 1 to 10 armored carriage sub-units. I would rather expect a bit more infantry though. 1 to 10 infantry sub-units, yeah, that's in accordance with APCs and IFVs, which can transport the infantry. 1 to 10 anti-tank sub units. Yep, I would expect a decent amount of them since only 2 are destroyed so far. And regarding other stuff, it doesn't really matter at that point. Reported kills and claims. Yeah, nice, good additional kills. 212 in total now. Wow, and those are still not critical losses, and I'm very surprised. Who is doing the main job? The artillery is doing the main job. Yep. Perfect. So, with that being done and with that being said, I think we can finish another episode. So I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next one where we'll continue our struggle for dominance in an Autobahn too far scenario, and maybe in the next video we'll finish the scenario. It's around 47 minutes left, plus the quick summary. Maybe that's possible, but we'll find out. So for today, once again, thank you and see you next time. Goodbye.